everybody, welcome back to another episode of V-Time. I'm not even gonna try to attempt to know what episode this is.
I stopped counting.
It's an episode. Philip's not here. I'm in his place.
V-Time is me time now, boys.
Yep.
And girls.
Oh yeah, the One to Pass podcast is taking over V-Time. %. But anyways, got a fun episode to talk about. We finally got the wrap up lyrical and some other, I guess, news to talk about.
Got some B stuff.
Before that, if you're interested in picking up any of the cards like this, please use our TCG affiliate link down in the description below.
Your purchase made using the affiliate link helps support the channel.
So I mean, videos like this straight to you guys.
There you go.
All right, starting off, we're gonna have more lyrical because why not, right? Do we have names for these?
I don't see one.
We do have names for these. So, grade 1 supporter. Right?
We're professionals.
We're professionals. S correct supporter Leona. Auto, when your other rear guard with earns correct in its card name is retired during your opponent's turn. If this unit is on your rear guard, cost Soul Blast 1, discard card from your hand, and return the retired card to your hand.
Hand optimization.
This is going to be a very key card because there's not many of these, and you're going to need them all.
Yep.
Moving on. You got earns correct supporter Tribly. Auto is a 5k grade 1, by the way. Auto, when your Vanguard attack hits, this unit gets power +5 until the end of the turn, and your phone gets yeeted.
This is what happens when people call me while we're recording, by the way. I chuck my phone.
Anyways, this card's a really good card. It's a 5k base, and it gets power +5 when something hits. Granted, we're going to talk about this later. That's going to rack up really fast because this is not once per turn.
Yeah.
And you'll understand why later. Connor, you want to take over the order?
What's it called?
This name right here.
Grade 2 order, Vibrant Symphony. If an attack hits your Vanguard this turn, choose a unit being attacked and it gets power +30k until the end of that battle.
Yep.
Huh.
That's a pseudo...
That's a chunk.
That's almost a overtrigger card.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a really, really good card. I ran it in the Dragon Lyrical deck because they had a flex spot, and this is a really good shield. I never got to use it, but if you never do...
It'd be nice if some of the other nations get cards as good as that for guarding.
Exactly. Who knows? We'll talk about that later. Moving on. More lyrical. Connor, you want to take over these? All the gems?
I guess. Brilliant Gemstone Willista?
Yes.
It's your starter. Cool.
Simple, straightforward.
It does starter things. Proof of Effort Willista is the grade 1. Auto, when ridden on, cost, put a card from your hand into your soul. Search your deck for a precious gem card and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. That's important. All of it. Auto rear guard, when you play an order, cost Soul Blast 1, and until end of the turn, this unit gets +5k. Not bad. Solid stuff. The soul control and getting the gems out of your deck is the most important part.
And we'll talk about that later.
The grade 2, Expanding World Willista. Auto Vanguard, once per turn. When you play a precious gem, draw one. And continuous guard circle. For every 2 precious gem cards in your drop zone, this unit gets +5k shield. Solid.
Draw and shield. It's pretty good.
What is this word? Prismagica Willista. Auto Vanguard, costs Soul Blast 1, True-Hearted Ruby, specifically. And until end of this turn, this unit gets power +15 and your opponent cannot intercept. And then Auto Vanguard costs Soul Blast and Everlasting Sapphire, specifically. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 unit cards from among them, call them to rear guard, discard the remaining, and until the end of the turn, the called units get power +5k. Solid.
Solid card. It's not on the power, I want to say, like ability-wise of the rest. And we'll talk about that more when we cover the orders. Everlasting Sapphire, normal order. Choose one of your units that gets power +5 until the end of turn, and then this card gets put into your soul. Straightforward and simple. And then True Hearted Ruby. Play with Counterblast 1, draw 2 cards, choose a card from your hand, discard it, and then put this card into your soul. So these are the 2 orders the deck revolves around. And you can already start to notice that you're drawing 2 cards and then you're using the Vanguard skill to look through 5 cards. You're going through your deck fairly fast.
It doesn't have the power to keep up, it seems.
Yes. And then got a grade 1 support card.
Deep Affection.
Otiller?
Otiller? One of those. Auto rearguard. When you play True-Hearted Ruby, if your Vanguard is grade 3 Willista, until end of the turn, this unit gets power plus 10k, and you can play 1 additional order this turn. Very important card for this deck.
Mm-hmm. And then...
Oh, that's not once per turn. You can use the ability multiple times and get an additional order for each time you used it.
And then the grade 1 is Quiet Charity of Avilia? I'm gonna say that.
Did I miss a card? No.
Yeah. Auto Rearguard. When you play an Everlasting Sapphire, if your Vanguard is grade 3, Willista, draw 1 card.
More drawing?
More drawing. You see where this is a real big problem. You're playing a lot of orders, you're drawing a lot of cards, but you're not doing much more past that.
Yeah, that's not enough.
But this is where we start to roll into some more support cards for other builds. By that I mean the only one left, Dragon Girls.
Dragon Girls go burr.
Again, every one of these effects can be important, so keep up. This is, name escapes me again. Earns correct member Evelyn. Auto Rearguard. When placed from hand, if your Vanguard is earns correct leader Clarissa, Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 or less earns correct. Reveal it. If it has a different name from all of your rearguards, call it to an open rearguard and shuffle your deck.
See, that's a terrific card.
It is. It's AK base, but it doesn't matter. You're fixing your deck.
You're getting what you want.
And then next up we have earns correct member Catherine, which is auto rearguard. When the attack of your Vanguard with earned correct leader Clarissa hits, Counterblast 1, discard a card from your hand, stand this unit. It's a lot easier than you think it's going to be.
It's efficient.
And then lastly, we have Lunch Enthusiast Chantal.
I actually like that card. It's funny.
Act rearguard once per turn, Counterblast 1, choose one of your Vanguards, and he gets power plus 5.
I do am a lunch enthusiast. Solid. I don't think it goes anywhere, but it's a solid card.
Yeah. So why are we wanting all these earns corrects? Let's talk about it. Dignified Will Clarissa. Normal starter effects. Next up, we got Serious Challenger Clarissa. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard by writing on the starter, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 1 or less card for earns correct and its card name from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the rest of them into the bottom of your deck. Then continuous during your turn, I think it's Vanguard only. If you do not have any rear guards, this unit gets power plus 5.
I had to squint to see the picture.
Yeah, but yeah, so straight plus. Just
Yeah.
place it on there. You get the grade 1, you add it to your hand, and you get power. It's really good. Accurate Interval Clarissa. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard by writing the grade 1 cost, the last one, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 2 or less card with earns correct and its card name from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle the rest of them into the bottom of your deck. And then continuous during your turn. If you have no rear guards, this unit gets power plus 5 on Vanguard. Again, you're doing the same thing as a grade 1, but for grade 2 or less for soul last. Just more blessing.
Yeah.
Speaking of more blessing.
Oh, the plus.
Earns correct leader Clarissa. Auto, when this unit is placed on Vanguard by writing on the grade 2, cost Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1, aim to be the strongest idol, reveal it, and add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Then auto, when this unit attack hits, draw a card. Choose one of your rear guards with earns correct in its card name, and it gets power plus 5 until the end of turn.
You know what only just hit me? Why this deck is so consistent, and it's that?
Yeah, the ride line just gives you everything.
It wants the one thing in the deck that will let it go burr, and oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the one thing that wants to go burr, aim to be the strongest idol.
Can I read this?
Go ahead.
Play this if you have 5 or more units with earns correct and their different card names. Till the end of the turn, all of your units with earns correct in their card name get power +5. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose one of your earns correct leader Clarissa, and it gets continuous. When this unit would attack, choose 3 of your opponent's Vanguard or Rearguard circles, and this unit battles all of the units on the chosen circles. Wow.
Yes. So now we understand on hit effects because it's basically brawlers and lollies.
Lollies? No, let's not do that.
No, don't go down that rabbit hole. But the Vanguard's effect is really, really strong for the simple fact that it's not a once per turn for the on hit. So if you swing at 3 things and your opponent lets all 3 get hit, it means you're drawing 3 cards and giving +5 to 3 units.
Go burn.
Yes, you're technically losing 1 because you played an order that doesn't do anything, but it's still a plus regardless.
Yeah, you're getting 3 cards on top of your twin drive.
And you're like, well, you got to have this card. Well, the grade 3 searches it. Well, you got to have your pieces. Well, your right line gives you 2 of them. And then one of those pieces also searches out another piece. So it's really easy to get your Avengers assembled.
It's incredibly consistent. It
Exactly.
takes no effort to get there.
Yes.
Unless you're incredibly unlucky.
And you're drawing so much that you're going to see more pieces if your opponent tries to get rid of them, or if you're like, oh, I don't see a Persona Rat, or I don't see the order, you're going to see them. We play tested enough to tell you that you're going to see them. That's a really strong deck. And honestly, surprised at how pushed it was. So, moving on, we have Steady Steps. I'm going to assume that's what it is. Regardless, it's grade 3, rare, I think. Auto Rearguard, when placed, counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 Dreaming Eyes Amiri, call it to an open rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. So it searches for a specific unit, calls it, and you get that. The unit is Dreaming Eyes Amiri. Continuous Rearguard, if all you have is grade 3, Continuous Rearguard, if you have 3 or more other rear guards, it gets power +5.
It's another 12. I hate it, but
yes,
it's a booster that's 12.
It's boosted as 12, probably boosting an 11, making it 23.
Numbers matter.
And then this unit is wishes granted by 2 people, Miria. Continuous rearguard during your turn if you have an earns correct unit. Gets power +2, making it a 10k grade 1.
Amazing.
I love how it's like
just because you're playing that deck.
Yes, just having any of them during any point in the game. You can do this at grade 1. It's a 10k grade 1 at grade 1.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they put a lot of effort into the Dragon Girls.
Yeah, you can see where all the R&D went. Connor, take over here.
The full name escapes me, but this is Ria? Auto Rearguard. At the end of a battle that attacked, counterblast 1 and put this unit on the bottom of your deck. Draw 1, choose one of your earns correct units, and it gets +5k for the turn. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Like you said, we saw where all the R&D went.
Yeah. Literally all of it. Powerful Dash Andorra. Auto Rearguard. When placed from hand, counterblast 2 to get crit +1 for the turn.
This is really good in the bounce deck.
Mm-hmm.
Get that crit pressure with a multi-attack.
Wow.
Because you don't use your counterblast that much in that deck at all, so.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's a solid card. That goes in anything that can place it.
Mm-hmm. And then lastly, this card.
General. Auto Rearguard. When your other rearguard is placed in the same column as this unit, this gets +2k for the turn. Solid. Another 10k grade 1.
It's not once per turn, so if you're playing the bounce deck.
Oh, yeah, then it can be 12, it can hit 14, it can hit numbers.
Yes.
Cool.
It has to be in the same column, so you're probably only going to get this.
No, probably only at 12. But, we'll see.
Yes.
Card's got future potential.
Exactly. Lastly, these are the last few leaks, right?
Okay.
Yep, last few leaks for Overdress, for Lyrical. We got, these have names. Longing for Dreams, Boreal. Black Wings, Auto, Rearguard. When placed, Soul Blast 3. Choose one of your opponent's units for every 2 of your even grade rear guards. To the end of turn, they get minus 5k. Then, if your opponent puts all of their power 0 or less rear guards into the bottom of their deck in any order. So remember when Philip was complaining about not having any retired power?
You got something better.
There you go. Granted, you do have to put them at 0.
That's a nightmare. I just realized I play Overdress. My Trick Stars are no longer accessible.
They can't be targeted.
No.
Oh yeah,
But
it's
the
still
Overdressed units, Varina's an easy target.
like fair.
Ooh, that's kind of scary. But good card, very solid.
And then Howling Ballad Final. Black Wings auto. When this unit is placed on rear guard, soul charge 1, and this unit gets boosted until the end of the turn. So 10k booster that also soul charges you for your other effect where you're going to soul blast 3. I feel like this is just me personally, because there's so much support for that deck. Like you can do one this or this. I feel like it's a deck where you either build it Black Wings or you build it White Wings.
You can build it to do both, but I feel like you could consistently get one or the other. Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel like you lean toward one, but you
Because
have a
got
little
your
bit of
grade
both.
2 booster here.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need the odd numbers.
And you have your retire while also dropping your Vanguard. And the other one, just like, I'm going to have constant crit pressure.
Both are incredibly solid.
Yes.
I'd be interested to see builds for both.
And then Connor will give you the last 3.
Full name once again escapes us. Floor. Auto rear guard. When placed from hand, reveal the top card of your deck. And if it's a non-grade 2 unit, call it to an open rear guard circle. And if you didn't call, you put the revealed card on the bottom of the deck.
Pretty good. No cost. Just
Yeah,
one place.
just because you played it. Solid.
Mm-hmm.
And another grade 2 whose full name is not here. Ida. Auto, when put on guard circle, choose up to 1 earns correct rear guard and return it to your hand.
Well, if you want to save them. Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It doesn't have. It can be the one being attacked. That's hilarious. I just thought about that. It doesn't say choose one of your other earns correct that's not being attacked. It just says choose one. I'm going to swing your rear guard. No, you're not.
Really hope that doesn't come back to bite us.
That's okay.
It's just a better ghost chase.
That's a better ghost chase. Yes.
It's a ghost chase that can fight.
Yeah, because it's a unit. You can just put it down as a grade 2 attacker.
Grade 3 Midnight Lesson Van. Auto rear guard. When placed, counterblast 2 to look at the top 5 of your deck. Choose up to 2 trigger units from among them. Call them to open rear guard circle and shuffle. Huh.
I don't know how I feel about this one. Because you're taking out trigger units.
Dragon, isn't it?
Yes, I think so.
I mean, it's interesting. It does let you get your, if you are absolutely pressed, your 5 different card names.
No, it has to be up to 2 trigger units.
Oh yeah, they're not normal units.
Yeah, so you're losing triggers, and they have to be the open rearguard circles. So that means you have to have 3 open rearguard circles when this happens.
Okay, no.
It's 2 CV.
It's interesting.
It's interesting.
It's not great.
Yep. And with that, we're gonna move on to the premium and talk about all the fun stuff we got there, because they decided to start throwing bombshells at us with this
They
stuff.
sure did.
Like legit bombshells. All right. First off, let's talk about Murakumo. I'll take this one. Stealth Fiend Lady Silhouette. Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, counterblast 1, reveal a grade 2 or less card from your hand. Search your deck and call up to 1 card with the same card name as that card from your deck and shuffle. Seems pretty good. And then Auto Rearguard. When the attack did not hit, or this card's attack did not hit, this card's attack. Put it to the bottom of your deck, choose an opponent's rearguard, and put it to the bottom of the deck.
Very powerful.
Mm-hmm. And then Stealth Fiend Flight Sickle. Auto rearguard, when it attacks, if you may have this unit get power +5 until the end of battle. If you did, at the end of the battle, it gets put to the bottom of your deck. And if it was placed by a card ability this turn, you get to draw a card.
Another very solid card.
Yeah.
A target.
It's actually really good when you consider what the Vanguard does. Speaking of the Vanguard, Stealth Fiend Chief Naru Yuga. Act Vanguard. Once per turn, counterblast 1. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Stealth Fiend from among them. Call it, and then shuffle your deck. Then, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, for every 2 different named Stealth Fiend rear guards, you get a drive +1.
Oh.
Yes. And then Auto Vanguard. When your drive check reveals a unit card, if that card is a Stealth Fiend normal unit, call it. If and it gets power +10 until the end of the turn. If not, put it into your drop zone. So it's basically the Ghost deck, but for Murakumo.
Yeah. Very, very powerful.
Yeah, because you get the grade 2 that if you call it, it's going to go to the bottom of your deck and you're going to draw cards. You have extra drive checks, so it's basically playing like Ghost. It's great for every 2, so keep that in mind. It's not every 1. So you may or may not get as many drive checks, but you're playing an Excel deck, so you're probably going to get a lot.
Yeah. Someone counterblast that. Solid.
Overall, it's a pretty solid deck.
I'm impressed.
Up next, we have... Where are you? There you go. Let's talk about Dark Irregulars.
Let's talk about Dark Irregulars.
Talk about like Connor. It's on you. Dear Lord.
Gotta try and get this right. Bestial Squeezer. Grade 1.
Yep.
Auto rear guard. When placed, put a normal unit from your drop on the bottom of your deck, and you may soul charge 1. Then act from the drop zone. Bind this card to choose one of your rear guards and put it into your soul.
Pretty good.
Pretty solid. Further on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Blaze Foresight. Grade 2. Auto Vanguard rearguard. When placed, counterblast 1 to choose up to 2 trigger units from your hand, put them into your soul, then draw a card for each card put.
This card's really good.
It's very solid.
Because you play this and you play the other guy that was with Charlotte, where it's like on place, you can soul charge 3. If you hit a trigger unit, you draw a card. So you use him first, draw 2, play him, soul charge, and you hit another trigger, you soul charge, draw again, and you keep building.
Keeping your hand up, that's what matters.
But you don't want to build too much, and we'll talk about why.
Blade Wing Ragey, he's back.
In all of his glory.
Act Vanguard. If you have 10 or less soul, Soul Blast 1 to choose a card from your soul, bind it face down. Continuous Vanguard. All of the below abilities apply for the number of your face down bound cards. 5 or more, this unit gets plus 5k, also during the opponent's turn. 7 or more, during your turn, this unit gets plus 10k and plus 1 drive check. And then 10 or more, during your turn, this unit gets plus 10 and crit plus 2. An Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks, if your bind zone has 15 or more face down cards, deal 2 damage to your opponent's Vanguard. That's a game ender right there.
I mean, it's probably a game ender for you if you think about it. Because
you're going to get it once.
Yeah, because you have to soul blast to bind a card face down. So essentially it means you've went through 30 cards in your soul. But at the time you hit the 15 mark. Which...
You hit it and you hope.
If you take your hand and drive checks into consideration, you're probably going to got like 10 or less cards in your deck.
You're going to have less than that because you're also drawing for everything you put in your soul with your ride line.
You're right.
So you're probably going to have 5. You've got 1 turn.
You got 1 turn to pull it off. But otherwise, still, it's a triple critical, triple driving, 37 attacking Vanguard.
That also deals 2 damage just because.
Exactly. Seems like a really fun card.
It does. It has a very hard win condition, but it is a win condition.
For you people in straight premium, have fun with this with the Gas Steel Stride and putting 2 of these the ability and dealing 4 damage to your opponent.
We talked about that on the podcast. You should watch the podcast.
You should watch the podcast. Moving on, because we got more of these things, right? We do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Oh, yeah, we do. Granblue. All right. So start off with Sea Strolling Banshee. Auto Vanguard. When placed, search your deck for up to 1 card and discard it. Put it in drop. And then shuffle your deck. Already amazing. You basically tutor a card when you play it on Vanguard. It's everything Granblue wanted in 1 card. And then Auto Rearguard. At the end of the battle that attacked or boosted, you may discard the top 2 cards of your deck. If 1 or more trigger units were discarded, you could tire this card and draw a card.
It does everything.
It does everything. It's a great card. 10 out of 10. Pirate Billy Cannot block. Auto drop zone when you're... I'm just going to call the name grade 3 and grade 2. It's going to be easier than me saying a name. The grade 3 on Vanguard attacks. Counterblast 1 and retire a rear guard. Draw a card and call this card from draw to rear guard. So you're +1 overall, but you +2. No, you even out. You retire the rear guard, it calls itself there, and then you draw a card, so you initially +1.
+1 for 1 counterblast. Not bad at all.
And then continuous rear guard and guard circle. This unit cannot be attacked. It gets power +5 shield for every 3 trigger units in drop.
Love that card.
Oh, you should see the 2 combined. Because it's a Legion art. And then the grade 3, Young Pirate Noble Pinot Noir. Continuous Vanguard during your turn. For every 3 trigger units in your drop zone, all of your front row units get power +5. And then auto Vanguard once per turn when your pirate, the grade 2, is placed on rear guard during your turn. Soul Blast 1, discard the top 2 cards of your deck and activate all trigger effects that were discarded by this effect.
That's good.
Yeah.
So question, with Philip and I playing with our bad luck, would we discard every trigger or would we never discard a trigger?
Well, see, at this point, you get everything you want because the support cards are cards that just want, non-trigger units.
It's idiot proof.
It's idiot proof.
Amazing. Finally, I can run a deck in premium.
Okay, I wouldn't say it's idiot proof. You still gotta know when to say I'm stop milling, because all these cards are milling.
You're right.
But it's really good. Moving on, bugs.
Ooh, bugs. Pupa Mutant Giraffa. Giraffa?
Giraffa.
The soft G.
Yes. Giraffa.
Auto Vanguard, when placed, discard a normal unit from your hand to search your deck for up to 1 Giraffa card, same grade as the discarded unit, reveal it, add it to hand, and then shuffle.
I think it is Giraffa. Regardless, the name of the thing.
There's a G there. Auto. This
Soul Blast
costs 1 Soul Blast less for each of your opponent's rested rear guards in the same column as this unit. When placed on rear guard, Soul Blast 2 and draw 1. Very solid.
Yeah. Much free draw depending on how you play it.
Bug's looking nice.
Looks looking nice.
Elite Mutant Giraffa.
Yeah.
Grade 2. Auto Vanguard rear guard. Once per turn when it attacks, counterblast 1 to get +5k for each opponent's rested rear guard until end of the turn. If the opponent has 1 or less stand rear guard, you also draw 1. And then continuous rear guard. All your opponent's rear guards in the same column as this unit cannot intercept and cannot move to other rear guard circles.
I'm hearing a lot of draw power.
Oh yeah. It keeps that hand up. And then Evil Armor General Giraffa. Auto Vanguard. When it attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1. Put a rear guard into your soul to make opponent choose 2 cards from their hand. Call them to rear guard rested. Those units also cannot stand during the next stand phase. This call doesn't trigger auto effects.
Renee, is that you?
And then Auto Vanguard. During your turn, this unit gets +5k for every different Giraffa in Soul. And if you have 2 or more different ones in Soul, the opponent's Vanguard is also grade. If their opponent's Vanguard is also grade 3, this unit's original crit becomes 2. So that's a 2 crit plus 10k and 2 out of hand. That's good.
I don't think it's as busted as Blade Wing Raging, but it's really good.
But it's a much easier to meet condition.
Yes. And then I think we have one last one. Yes, Genesis.
There you go.
Witch of Oranges, Valencia. Auto, when this unit is put into your drop zone from your soul during your main phase, bind this card to choose 2 cards from your drop zone, put 1 into your soul and 1 to the bottom of your deck. Then auto rear guard at the end of the battle that this unit boosted. Put 2 rear guards in the same column as this unit into your soul to draw 1.
That's nifty.
So, a lot of soul charge.
Yeah.
You're gonna know why.
I haven't seen these yet. So.
Oh, you're gonna love it. This is beautiful. Then Witch of Ravens, Cameline? Auto soul at the start of your battle phase. If you soul blasted a total of 3 or more cards this turn, call this card to a rear guard circle. Then auto rear guard, when it attacks, it gets power +10 for the battle, and then retire it at the end of that battle. So it just calls itself out after you soul blast stuff. And you're gonna be soul blasting a lot because Goddess of Good Luck, Fortuna. Act Vanguard once per turn. Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast any number, 1 or more. Look at the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of the Soul Blast cost, and then put them back on the top of your deck in any order. Auto Vanguard. When this unit attacks, choose any number of your rear guards and soul charge 1 for each chosen rear guard. And then Auto Vanguard once per turn. When your damage check reveals a trigger unit, you get an imaginary gift force.
Oh my gosh.
So, I will always know what's happening in this game.
Yeah.
Because I control the game.
You can plan it turns in advance, depending on how many you Soul Blast.
And the soul charge is not a problem because your Vanguard is going to soul charge a lot. You got your grade 1 is soul charges, and so with the grade 2. And Genesis is no scuff when it comes to soul charging.
No. And that, I'm going to be honest, that last effect, the imaginary gift, is pretty solid.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take... Oh, you're swinging with that? Yeah, I'm going to take it. I got a heal trigger, also going to get imaginary gift force.
Heal and force. Come at me.
Draw trigger, force marker. Like, it's really good. And, you know, you just keep doing this every single turn. I'm going to keep looking at the top.
Yeah, you're plotting your force gifts. You're plotting the rest of your turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nifty. I'm a fan of that card.
Yeah, it's really good. You got to really big brain it because you got to think, okay, well, I got to think of how my turn's going to go and then how my opponent's turn's going to go. So place accordingly. But if you're really smart about it, you can be really good at the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, Genesis, really, really good. And that's it for the leaks for today.
Some really cool stuff, both in Overdress and in Vimium.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally astounded by how good some of this stuff is.
Exactly. Like, they really pushed it. But
Oh, yeah.
before that, if you're interested in picking up any of these cards we just talked about, go check out Triple Sleeve TCG.
I honestly don't know your dialogue for this one.
They got great deals on singles, clan splits, and even cases. So go check out their website. Link is in the description below.
I'm learning.
And with that, we're just wrapping it up. Let's see. Is there any news? News?
What do we start talking about next week?
We'll get there in a minute. I want to see if there's any other news first.
Yes.
Nope. Just next week. So with this, that means Lyrical has finally showed all their decks, which means we're going to start talking about the next set. And by that, we mean next week, we get a pack opening introducing the cards in Lyrical's, the LSR, and more from Lyrical Melody. And we're going to introduce some new support cards for Magnolia and Seraph So from BTO3 Advance of Intertwined Stars.
It's time.
It's time. We're back to booster set. We finally got through it.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm actually. It's been interesting for these leaks, but at the same time, it's been like a dry spell.
It's simultaneously been a lot of stuff, but not a lot of stuff we can do anything with.
Exactly. Like if you're picking up anything from the set, you're obviously interested. But if you're not interested in anything in that set, then it's been like at least 2 months now of no information about your cards.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is I can't plan. I am planning to pick up something from Lyrical, but
Yes.
I can't plan with the cards that I'm learning about every new week. This is where does this go in my current Overdress deck?
Yes.
So I'm excited.
But Magnolia, so I'm happy about this, and I'm sure the lawn is happy about snow support.
Lawn's screaming somewhere every time we mention snow.
So probably Tuesday, you'll probably see both of us play against each other. Or one of them playing against Lyrical, because we're going to probably finish out the start deck now. We're going to have everything by that point. But yeah, been in a very lengthy amount of our heels.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what you guys think about everything now that we have everything from Lyrical, so feel free to comment below.
Yeah, leave your thoughts. Which one do you think? Dragon Girl best deck.
I mean, yeah, for multiple reasons, but I want to know what your favorites are.
Mm-hmm. Or if you have a favorite unit, that's not part of the actual big. They're a big 5 or 6.
Vampires.
Well, without that, sum it up. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell button for more videos like this.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. And with that, I've been Alex.
I've been Connor.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.